In the bustling city of Thessalonica, Paul finds a vibrant community of believers eagerly awaiting the return of Jesus Christ. Filled with love and devotion, these early Christians faced numerous trials and tribulations as they formed a tight-knit bond. Enveloped in a deep sense of hope, they clung to the promises of salvation. Despite their challenges, they persevered, serving as an inspiration to future generations. In this letter, Paul writes to encourage and strengthen them, reminding them of the imminent return of their Lord. Paul opens his letter by expressing gratitude for the Thessalonians' steadfast faith and endurance amidst afflictions. He commends their unwavering commitment to the gospel, recognizing their role as an exemplary beacon of hope. The apostle assures them that their sufferings are not in vain, and that God will eventually bring justice and relief. Encouraged by their resilience, Paul offers his prayers for their continued growth in Christ and the strengthening of their bond as a community. Continuing his letter, Paul addresses concerns raised by the Thessalonians about the fate of those who have died before the return of Christ, assuring them that death does not separate believers from God's love. Paul imparts reassurance and hope. He unveils a mystery, proclaiming that when Jesus returns, the dead in Christ will rise first, reunited with those who are still alive. With joyful anticipation, he paints a vivid picture of the glorious moment when believers will be transformed and caught up in the clouds to meet the Lord. Paul then addresses the day of the Lord, emphasizing its unexpected arrival. He compares it to a thief in the night, stealing peace and security from those unprepared. Urging the Thessalonians to remain vigilant and persistent in their faith, Paul reminds them that they are children of light, not of darkness. Drawing on the imagery of armor and weaponry, he encourages them to put on faith and love as a breastplate, and the hope of salvation as a helmet. Through this powerful analogy, Paul reminds the Thessalonians of the spiritual battle they are engaged in and the importance of standing firm. Moving forward, Paul turns his attention to practical matters within the community. He exhorts the Thessalonians to lead lives of purity and holiness, honoring God in their daily actions. He addresses concerns about idleness, urging them to work diligently and avoid being a burden to others. Furthermore, Paul advises them to encourage one another, serving as a support system that strengthens their faith. Within this letter, Paul beautifully weaves together spiritual teachings with practical wisdom, creating a roadmap for a vibrant and thriving Christian community. In the concluding section of his letter, Paul emphasizes the importance of joy, prayer, and thanksgiving. He urges the Thessalonians to rejoice always and pray without ceasing, cultivating a spirit of gratitude and appreciation. Paul emphasizes the need for continual spiritual growth and the pursuit of holiness. He concludes with a passionate plea for the Thessalonians to read the letter to all the brothers and sisters, encouraging them to support one another on their spiritual journey. As we reflect upon Paul's letter to the Thessalonians, we are reminded of the timeless importance of hope, perseverance, and the power of faith. The letter serves as a poignant reminder that even in the face of trials and uncertainty, believers can find solace and strength in the promises of God. It teaches us to cultivate a sense of eager anticipation for the return of Jesus, living our lives in a manner that reflects our faith and love for God and one another. Let us embark on this biblical journey together as we uncover more tales of hope and salvation that continue to inspire and transform lives.